Disregard the previous image. Disregard the previous image at any and all costs. Oh, what a day. What an interesting couple of days. What can I do? What can I do? I finally made it to the theater. I made it to the theater on time. I am not, in fact, late. We made it in time. We are going to catch the show. Welcome all my friends to the show that never ends. I'm so glad that you could attend. Come inside, come inside. Something like that. Is that how it goes? Is that how it goes? Who knows? Who ever really knows? How you doing? How you doing? Whoop! There we go. There we go. I'm in my proper place now. I'm in the appropriate place. We're where we need to be. I am sure that everybody is where they need to be. But hello there, hello. It is I, the professor of pugilism, the Archduke of Old School, the Lord of the Soup, the man of the hour, the tower of power too sweet to be sour. Poncho Smith here. Welcome in. Welcome back. Happy Friday evening. Happy Friday wherever you are, whoever you are, whenever you are. Happy belated birthday to me. Yes, I had an eventful one. I tried to do we did the gorilla stream yesterday. I didn't have too many plans. I didn't have a big shindig, a big show. I think this is supposed to be the quote-unquote special thing. This is supposed to be the special thing that we're doing right now. You know, I think in years past we did, like, karaoke streams and whatnot. I still got to get my voice back in working order for that, so this is, you're getting this instead. You're getting this instead. So yeah, this will be the first movie watch-along stream since we did, Heathers with our dear friend, my dear friend, Respectable. Maybe your dear friend too one day, but who knows? Who knows? All right, I'm just getting a survey here, just getting a sense of who's around. So I in the chat I put the link to the Discord, and I put a couple of instructions there. Hopefully that's not too difficult to follow. Just click on that link. It'll take you to the Ponchin Dojo. It's a dojo because we throw our fists up and just wave them around like we just don't care. Throw your fists in the air and wave them like you just don't care. You know, like old school, Simon Says. Or, who did Simon Says? Drain STH. They had that song on the radio. They had that song on rock radio there for a hot minute. It was also the theme song used by Simon Diamond back in ECW. I don't know if we have any ECW fans, old school ECW fans here. That was a thing in the late 90s. You know, no one's done another... Try to rename ECW into some other meme thing. Ooh, yeah, I don't think... Yeah, Macho never worked in the land of extreme. But he was extreme in a lot of other ways. I don't know, I think by the time ECW was coming up... Extra crispy waffles, there you go. Extra crispy Wednesday. To this day, every time I see WCW, like, trending, when I see it trending on some sort of social media somewhere, I immediately go to World Championship Wrestling... And imagine my surprise when people were using it to mean Woman Crush Wednesday. I think that's what they use it for. I think that's what they use it for. So we're just waiting for the room to fill in before we go ahead and get into it. I'm totally not stalling for time, waiting for my DoorDash delivery to come in. It's fried rice, pork fried rice from the good Chinese place. That's gonna be my film snack for this evening. I actually did see a movie this past Sunday, Tekkon Kincrete. It was an anime film from 2006, a novel in the fact that it had an American director. The name escapes me right now. But I sat down to it. Tekken Concrete. Absolutely, Beepner. Absolutely. Stalling is fine. I gotta get my stuff. Understandable. Understandable. Yeah. We're not in any hurry. We're not in any rush. There are some extra thingamabobs and doodads that I gotta click on So if I try to rush into things, I'm probably gonna fuck things up. So we're just gonna chill for a little bit. We're just gonna be patient. The film will be ready when we're good and ready to go. And like I said, if anyone needs any direction as to what we're watching or how we're going to watch it, um, like I said, if you need me to post it up again, the Discord message. As a matter of fact, I will copy pasta it again, so nobody feels left out. There you go. There you go. Why do movie theaters do assigned seats nowadays? Isn't that shit like general admission? Every seat costs the same. You should be able to sit wherever the fuck you want. I don't know. Usually the films I go to that really isn't an issue. Really not an issue for me. I never really go in and see like the big Hollywood blockbusters anyway. I do not see the films that typically crowd the theaters. Also, if you're new to this particular Discord, please put something in the introduce yourself right on channel before you go and click the pin message, and that should get you well seated. That should get you well acclimated. I know Polly suggested I do a little something. I think it was the way that she sometimes streams movies. But that was I would have to go back and watch my VOD again to remember that. And we're just gonna do it this way. Why? That's not where I'm directing. I thought I had that locked. All the stuff that was associated with the SMPS 20th anniversary project. How are they still filtering in through there? How are people still... I thought I locked it. I know, I'm a stupid old man. I'm a stupid old asshole, and I don't know how Discord works. I don't know how apps work. I don't know how technology works. But it is what it is. It is what it is, what it is, what it is. But yeah, Tekken Concrete, I saw that on Sunday. Someone who was entering the theater as I was taking that picture of the little sign, on the little placard that announced the time of the film, walked in and said, "Oh, you're gonna be in for a treat when you watch this." So I did watch it. I liked it. It was good. I didn't dislike it. It was fine. It was okay. You know, I resonated more with, like, the aging Yakuza, those guys, than I did, the actual main pro tags who, are literal children. Maybe to some folks they could come off as annoying, but you know what? They're children. They're supposed to be annoying. I like the old Yakuza guy. The guy who's the resident philosopher. I like the art style. Kind of had that mix of, like, vibrant Southeast Asian city. I mean, it was ostensibly the film took place somewhere in Japan, but from what I read, reading up on the film, they took elements from, like, Hong Kong and in locations in, like, Shanghai and Sri Lanka to kind of give it a more unique sort of look. I think ostensibly the film's also about gentrification too. Because there's a lot of talk about, like, developers coming in, mowing down, these residential areas, these slums, and, they put a theme park up there. So, they kind of had that going, as well. Developers. They had some summer game developer shit. They had one of those today, right? They had one of those summer game things live. They had one of those. I didn't pay too much attention because those big party games are generally not up my alley. Summer Game Fest. Thank you, Rainiac. Thank you. That's what it was. Yeah. All I know is the only thing I saw trending was Rei Ayanami driving. Rei Ayanami in a racing game. That was my only takeaway from that. What? And I don't even know what game that's from. Tifa isn't Street Fighter. Okay, okay. So it's the season of crossovers. The season of crossing over. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Uh yeah, I didn't catch that, but I caught the Ray Evangelion in a racing game for some reason. I don't know which game that was specifically though. Maybe how about this, Poncho? Why don't you actually do your due diligence and actually look that shit up? Ray Evangelion's Raving Rabbits. Okay, okay, she's in the Rayman game too. Yeah. They're redoing Rayman Legends Super Duper Special Edition. I don't know if the game is strictly necessary, but can't stay for the stream. I need to sleep. I hope all you. Understandable, understandable. 35 stream streak, thank you. Like I said before yesterday, that does not go unnoticed. And, I'm glad, whatever you're getting out of this, I'm glad you're getting something out of all of this nonsense. And, I always tell folks, take in what I do however you can, whatever works for you, whatever works best for your schedule, for your timeline, for your busy life. That it's all well and good as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so checking again. All right, my food's coming here. My food's almost here. Hopefully, I won't have to give too many detailed instructions to that driver. So, how many of you folks are actually familiar with what we're going to watch tonight? I am a little bit curious. I'll tell you how I came across. Hey, Dickus, don't eat my food. Yeah, you better not. Better not touch my grub. But I guess I'll touch on my history with this particular movie. So sometime in the mid '90s, after the family had moved on up and moved on out to I guess suburban central Florida, we got the big ass fancy satellite dish television. Had a whole bunch of black screens when you went up into like the several hundreds in terms of like movie channels or TV channels, I guess satellite dish channels. And I forget the exact movie channel I stumbled upon, but I did see a movie with like Muppet looking characters there. And I was familiar with the Muppets, through Muppet Babies and then watching reruns of the old Muppet Show in syndication on Nickelodeon that they had for their like sort of like nighttime deal. And oh boy, things got wild really quick. So I didn't catch the whole thing. I think I caught the back half of it. And then years later I was finally able to sit down and watch the entire thing. So imagine my surprise when I found out that this was one of Peter Jackson's first serious film efforts. The man who would make movies about Frodo and Gollum. Remember getting a friend with satellite, getting pre-feed Sailor Moon episodes. Okay, wild trajectory. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. He is. I guess he's the most famous New Zealander out there. Most famous New Zealander alive. I gotta ask a Sick White Tiger if she's ever watched this one. I imagine she'd be proud of a fellow countryman. Okay, so all right, Buddy is right outside the door. Should be coming up soon. Okay, so we're gonna grab our food's gonna be here momentarily. I'm gonna try to keep the eating ASMR to a minimum, but understand that I make no promises in that regard. Okay. All right, that's good. That's good. Give me un momento, por favor. Alright, alright. La comida está aquí. We are good. We are good here. It's pork fried rice. Premium pork fried rice from the place that does the dim sum. So they do dim sum, so that's how you know they're seriously legit. Too legit to quit. Alright, let me yeah, I've gotta reallocate, reposition some chords and whatnot. Yeah, always a little nerve-wracking when you have to position chords and all of that. Okay, so like I said, let's let me go ahead and do this. Let me go ahead and just pop this up. There you come on. There we go. Okay, there we got some box art going on. Got some box art in case anyone's like confused. We'll just cling that on to the side. We'll also put the timer up. My own stylized, personalized timer. I kind of did it dumb with it last time, but I actually got some practice with it. So we should be okay there. Yeah, so... Oh, I should have checked the fucking runtime. I should have checked that. Okay, how long does this shit last? Okay. The source we're watching, the video we're watching, the version we're watching, this video is going to run for 133 minutes. 97 minutes, apparently. Well, okay, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. I'm just going to... Should I start the timer first, or should I start the thing, or does it not really matter? Because I'm going to be bouncing around from spot to spot. Let me just make sure I am positioned okay. Yeah, let me pop this open. Yeah. Alright, so... La Arroz is here. Alright, so... Yeah, just 1 hour 33. Okay. So in the meantime, yeah, I do not have... Oh, I could do this. Yeah, let me get some other foodstuffs in me right now. Gotta... Hold on, why isn't it not showing up? Ah, there we go. Got my... Novelty popcorn bucket. I wish. Okay, how about we put you up there? There you go, I got a hot dog in one hand. Big old damn hot dog. Yeah, this is what I had when I went to the theater. I had me one of those. Are you gonna eat a hot dog? No, I'm a civilized human being. Possibly. Conceivably. And here is my pretzel. A big soft pretzel. This big pretzel. So big soft pretzels are the only reason to go anywhere, too. This was the only reason I went to, like, any kind of meaningful sporting event. So, yeah. This is basically how it goes for me. Alright, no, so there's nothing untoward on this hot dog. Nobody put any goddamn nacho cheese on it. Can't stand that shit. Okay, so I think we're good. I trust everybody has their set of snacks ready. I trust that everybody's good to go on that front. So, let's see. How am I gonna do this? How is this gonna work? Okay, so here's how this is gonna work. I'm gonna get the timer going first, and I'm gonna make a mad dash to go over and click start. Click the start button on the video I am working with. Just absolutely sure. Everybody is where they need to be, right? Everybody is fine. Everybody is good, cool, copacetic. And you just don't get it. You keep it copacetic, and you learn to accept it. You know you're so pathetic. All right. Yeah, we've been live for like almost a half hour. I think that's a reasonable amount of time for anyone who was gonna show up is probably already here. So, you know what? That's fine. We'll go with that. We will absolutely go with that. So, without further ado, let's get this. We're coming up, and we are gonna get this party started in 5. Yeah, we're gonna count you in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Entertainment history. Sing along if you know the words. I'm gonna try not to sing with my mouth full, because I respect you all too much. A hippopotamus. To really love you have to call her a gorgeous hunk of hippo hood. You'll get laid every time. Yeah, one of the guys I love most in this film, chain-smoking Peter Lorre rat. Yeah, whenever I have to prepare for a stream, Sebastian is basically my inner voice, my inner monologue, just screeching at me like that. Yeah, so far nothing untoward, perfectly normal, family friendly. Uh, yeah, this is why I couldn't have like a shot and shot clip of this. Pop my cookies. That's a line I wish I could use more often. Do people still blow kisses? That seems like such a last century thing. Oh dear. Yeah, that's a perfectly normal thing for anteaters or aardvarks to do. I don't know what his species is specifically. Oh, people just swipe left or yeah, that makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. Yeah, everyone in showbiz here is kind of an asshole. That's one thing that should be readily apparent here. Gesundheit, little hedgehog. Oh, this. See, I really like this puppet. I like this particular one because of how absolutely grotesque he looks. Yeah, they were not afraid to make stuff look kind of fucked up here. I love that little cue. Every time Wobbit says the word star, we get that little sound effect. Ah, forget Heidi. He has the hots for that poodle now. I didn't even notice the kind of sneakers he was wearing. Robert's shoe game is on point, man. Jesus, imagine running in that. Hedgehog dilemma. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Got another musical number here. Don't fall over the edge into the river. They probably had someone spotting her for that, or whoever was in the Heidi outfit. How do I get around? Yeah, back when smoking indoors was a normal thing. How do I get around? I think he might have said prickleback, you know, because he's got like spines. We have this fellow. Yeah, we've got that. We've got Junkie Frog here. Make me sin, sin. I do again. Yeah, this film unironically has some bangers. That is one shiny ass fish. Okay. Yeah, death count number one. Yeah. Yeah. I do appreciate the fact they got some good use out of those human-sized puppets, human-sized outfits. I'd like to wobbit you. Wobbit, wobbit, wobbert. It's a hedgehog song. I do kind of miss kind of like aged buildings like that. Used to walk by a lot of them, never actually had the chance to see what was inside. You know, like in an actual urban area, buildings with some age, some character. Nowadays, if they put a place like that in a new neighborhood, it'd be some monochrome, homogenized subdivision somewhere. Lucille, that was also the name of BB King's guitar, the one he's most famous for playing. Man, he put his balls into that one. Goodbye forever. How do you know she loved flamenco? I don't know, social media spying. Yeah, I still have not completely determined what those things are supposed to be. I guess we can't have an animal training other animals. So they had to come up with whatever those are. Wait, what do those remind me of? The little... What were those, like, those little pom-pom looking people from, like, old school McDonald's? Like the Fry Guys? The Fry Kids? What do they call them? The Fry Kids. That's probably, yeah, where they got the idea from. Mmm, tasty. Yeah, we got goddamn, Bebop here. Wait. Is he wearing assless chaps? And they just kind of fuck with each other here. Okay, yeah. He needs the chaps to be assless so his tail can stick out. Yeah, good old Scottish Bebop here. Could have reused some of those as Power Rangers. I could totally see that. I could totally see that. Okay, so this raises some some logistical questions. It doesn't even look like him. Well, never mind. I will leave it up to you how that entire conception process happened. Elephant cross pollo. Yeah, Heidi, I feel like smashing some cake too at times. Man, nothing but food metaphors here. Oh, okay. Didn't mean. I was looking at something. Hopefully that didn't pick up too much. Hmm. Always trust a fellow with that name. The worst tragedy, no more cake. I still have some cake in the fridge from yesterday. Okay, so kind of shenanigans they're pulling here. Yeah, that's how he's funding all these theater productions. They're not putting asses in seats. They're putting coke up noses. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my most normal day on the links here. Hmm. I like he has his own customized club, too. I can almost see the hand up in the puppet for a split second there. We'll see the arm in there. Oh dear. Yeah, we got a dude who's splooging out of his nose. This is the kind of thing we're kind of film we're dealing with, the kind of content we're dealing with. But this is going to lead into a rather interesting and poignant for the time character arc for the rabbit there. But if that wasn't enough, we have this. Poor Wubbit. Wubbit doesn't need to be seeing this. Well, good for being resourceful, Trevor. I like it. Interesting how they just keep one of those in their basement. Mhm. I'm too particular with how I do my own laundry to really just toss it into the pile with a bunch of other people's. Yeah, right. We see what happens to homeboy here when he hasn't gotten his fix. Marlboro from Final Fantasy. Yeah, not enough tentacles for that, I don't think. Of all the things to happen in front of Sebastian, just someone getting killed on stage is just a minor inconvenience for him. Oh, so it's fucking Minjin. Yeah. You hear a lot of those older Angloisms. I am impressed with this dude's voice here. Yeah, it's getting up there. It's got quite the range. Nice clean belting. Yeah, I'm just rustling around for a toothpick or two. A floss pick, rather. Gotta get those bits of rice out of there. I got a dental appointment next week. I have a structured settlement and I need cash now. Oh dear. Walbert's got himself a new wool. You're gonna give the poor man performance anxiety there. Okay. Okay, so this particular one kinda hits sorta heavy because if you remember, well, for those who are not old enough to remember, late 80s, there was always speculation on oh, that is wonderfully grotesque. That's why I love The Fly, man. That's why I love The Fly so much. Yeah, this is supposed to be an analogy for how when AIDS came to the public consciousness, and how the media, how news reporters just how I guess tabloid reporters were just kind of hounding people over that. He's got the big one. He's got the rabbit AIDS. The Wecta. Nicotine, Valium, Vicodin, marijuana, ecstasy, and alcohol. Yeah, my mom used to put Vicks Vapor Rub on me. I hated that shit. Cocaine. All right, we got a little bit of a we got a prolonged segment filled with cultural insensitivity here. Remember, folks, when you come across stuff like this, remember it was acceptable in the 80s. It was acceptable at the time. But also the problem here is the scene, this whole sequence kind of goes on for a while. Revisionist running dogs. That's an insult that I think might be in someone's back pocket. I mean, he's got a point there. They're blindfolded. How are they supposed to read that? Darkness imprisoning me, all that I see, absolute horror, I cannot live. Oh, I see what they did. Frog legs. Yeah. I don't know, the orange bandana on the dude almost makes him look like a ninja turtle. And I think his was intended to be like a Christopher Walken impression, since it didn't really have anyone who could, act, so people were just doing impressions. Homeboy got really lucky with that ricochet there. And he uses heroin to numb the pain. Well, at least that part's out of the way. It's over. We can get along with the rest of it. Boom. Boom. Alright, back to the important stuff. It's an untapped market. Okay, so they're a front for porn, they're a front for drug smuggling. Oh wait, we're not done. We're not quite done with the cultural insensitivity just yet. So I don't know what animal he's supposed to be. Well, probably the most human-looking puppet we've seen so far. Yeah, he ain't doing so hot. But actually, what he's supposed to be having, what's that disease that rabbits get? Hold on, I know there was a proper name for it. Myxomatosis. It's the big one. Yeah, that's another impression, Paul Lind. Oh, okay. Oh, so that's how they got him into the act. How they incorporated him into the show. The whole snake charmer bit, or I guess worm charmer in this instance. Yeah, I hate it when that happens. I guess it goes without saying. That's the setup for Okay, this is the setup for the best musical number in the film. Sebastian's song. I love how the synths are teasing it. Okay. There's just I love how the film is just building anticipation and or dread depending on your perspective of Sebastian's number. Just something you notice in retrospect. All right, one cake for Heidi, two cakes for Heidi, one cupcake for Heidi, two cupcake for Heidi, three cupcakes for Heidi. Then we get the Italian cookies, the pieces of fudge, the macaroons. Yeah, that's one bakery that's not going out of business anytime soon. I miss being within walking distance of like an old school Dominican bakery. Used to have those where I lived in Brooklyn. Me nuts. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering who the analog here was. Yeah, I think by the time this film came out, we already had the situations with Rock Hudson and Liberace, who were, pretty mercilessly hounded by the press towards the end of their respective lives. You feel lucky when you're not a junkie. Is that the only tie Robert has? I can't quite remember if he's had donned a multiple over the course of the movie. Yeah, never accept drinks from Peter Lorre Rat. Fisheye, not the fisheye lens, but that was an unsettling camera perspective. That's not the problem, Wobert. Bro, you're kind of angry at the wrong thing here. Something. It was the '80s. I know, but I'm not gonna be able to. You're not gonna be able to hear those notes if I try to hit them with my filters on right now. Maybe in the end credits I'll try it. Good save. Good save. I particularly like the howoos that they're doing. Very doo-wop feeling. why do I remember somebody getting electrocuted there? Electrocute the crew a little bit, keep them on their toes. Oh dear. Yeah, never play with a girl's heart like this, man. And yes, she's a bit of a diva, but I just love how degraded he keeps on looking. Good attention to detail there. Oh, that's how he gets his pictures. I've never tried to develop pictures in a toilet tank. Doesn't strike me as being particularly convenient. Oh, I think this was probably the part where I started watching way back when. I was doing a line right off of the portrait of Heidi, or the framed picture. Tasty nose candy. Remember, kids, don't do coke. It's not worth it. This is what happens when you do cocaine. 110% accurate. Your face will literally fucking melt. I get the sense that there was a bit of catharsis at play because it was kind of a pain trying to. I imagine it was kind of a pain trying to construct all these various puppets, all these different puppets, and at the end of the day, we just get to, fuck them up, so. Oh, okay, that's a good scene coming up. This is a good one coming up. Okay, that's all it took to snap her out of it. What'll it be? What's the verdict? Yes, the show is saved. Rejoice, everybody. Okay, I actually like the sequence a lot. Yeah, got the drug deal at the docks. Yeah, that crab costume. I don't think it's around anymore, which is a shame. That's a really good looking one. Oh, there are multiple crab costumes. Okay. Yeah, there were a number of crabs here. The final form of life, the crab. Crab battle, yes. When you get involved with shady deals like this, it's basically crabs in a bucket. It's a cave demon, yes. Yeah, pull off the arms and eat 'em. And Warthog Boy gets shanked. Alright, now they got the real stuff. They got the real drugs. Oh boy. Good thing Iffy is not here to see this. There are no tentacles here. Just cock noses and spiders. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Mm. A close up on that toy set. They didn't need that opera segment anyway. Well, they got other singers they can fall back on. Yes, that is the Trapple King. The Trapple King fell on hard times. He's got to do what's needed to survive in this day and age, to survive in 1989. Yes, a giant motor vehicle. Just imagine a car going down your throat, choking you, and just... You probably wouldn't feel very good if somebody drove right out of your asshole. Okay. Alright, showtime, everybody. Showtime. Ooh, that was quick. He's got the big one. Okay, there was a weird puppet. That was from an older Peter Jackson film. You'll find him in the crowd. They let the audience walk in with pom-poms. Wait, they still did the line. The big dog did his line, but he's dead and decapitated. We just saw it happen. He got better backing tape, yeah. What a bunch of damn phonies singing to a track, lip syncing to a track. What a shame. What a disgrace. Da 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 ba 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 ba. Ordinary people meet the Feebles, meet the Feebles. So I remember watching a review, a group of folks watching this review, and there was one individual who had to bail on the movie because of the needle here, because of the heroin shooting scene. They were like, nope, nope, can't do needles, can't do it. Don't do coke and don't do heroin either. It's bad for you. That's my message to you. Meet the meet the needles. Thank you, Beepner. Thank you kindly. Well, he's happy. Boy, they sure love fluids in this film. Yeah, those are that's strong language from Wubbert. We don't got any loose lushes in this stream. I mean, yeah, like it was her fault she got drugged and assaulted by Trevor. Wubbert is a men's rights activist. I just noticed the notebook there. That's pretty extravagant champagne fountain over there. I mean, if you got it, flaunt it if you got it, I guess. Yeah, money shot right there. Okay, that's the money shot. This is what peak female performance looks like. You may not like it, but you must accept it. Listen, Blitch, that just means there's more to love. You're used to doing grooming, bro. We know. Okay, now I can kind of see that was kind of happening in her head. Just getting an introduction. Jesus. Yeah, they did a fantastic job of making gross-ass puppets. Yeah, we got we're about we got about as many fluids as you'll find here, like you would in a gore show. Like roughly an equal amount of like bizarre fluids. Oh no, they're hyping it up. They're hyping it up. Oh, speaking of fluids. Oh no, Heidi. Oh no, Heidi. Babe, dear, sweetie. You don't have to do it. Combe Susser Todd. Oh yeah. have become comfortably numb. Yeah, isn't that kind of how it happened in the in the Wall with Bob Geldof as Pink? Or did they shoot him up before they trotted him off stage? Pretty much. Okay, okay. Honestly, that was a cleaner restroom than the one I saw yesterday at the venue where with the Buckethead show. That was actually marginally a nicer looking place to piss than the piss trough with ice in it. The turn, yes. Here's the line. Yeah! Woo! What do they have him dressed up as anyway? Like a mariachi? Why'd they dress the knife thrower up like a mariachi? And they're cheering. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We got the real banger here. Alright. Oh, this is where he got his name from. He's been Bad Bunny. This is where he got his name from. From Meet the Feebles. Harry will live! Harry will live! It's a miracle! Thank you, Bunny G. Oh, never mind then. Never fucking mind. There we go. Here, this is the piece de resistance. Me. Enjoy the act of sodomy. Yet you just might agree that you enjoy the act of sodomy. La 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 la. We're not all Pentecostal, but everybody's got an asshole. As I sing of an activity that's fun, open up your ring and try it front to bum, 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 bum. Happy Pride Month, everybody. Yep, that's worth the price of admission right there. Also love the line that follows this up. Bow again. Oh, Bletch, you got such a way with words. Well, she solved her problem by just massacring you. Oh, who the fuck do we have left at this point? And this is how we just take the rest of them out. Yeah, she's just letting off a little steam here. It's very Shakespearean, you see. Absolutely. Yeah, it's very... It's like the Iliad in a way. I mean, Sandy does kind of get done dirty, but... But now we see F. Heffalumps' true colors here. Yeah, out go his kneecaps. I've never tried to shoot a, elephant in the knee. Oh, that was nice and juicy. Juicy like a gusher. I mean, he'll accept it now because he doesn't have to worry about alimony anymore. Oh, okay, Sebastian's hiding in there. Come on, you don't know if that's been disinfected of Harry's bunny pox yet. Then again, you are a fox. So maybe you don't, maybe you're not, prone to that. Not susceptible. Fox pox, there you go. Very much. I smell a wat. Oh shit, boy. Well, that didn't work. Oh, she's just fucking unloading. Well, good thing he's made of blubber. He can take a hit or two. Take a couple shots. Not break his neck on that fall. Uh-oh. Oh, we're not through yet. How'd she be rolling around at the speed of sound? Begs the question, how did she get so good at, like, automatic weapons there? Yep, that's it. That's a wrap. It's show's over for Bletch. Oh, love those bloody squirt sounds. W in. That's a very, very old Anglo way of saying things. Oh, British, gonna have to dub you in, Miss Heidi. Yeah, one last time. One more for the road. Actually, one of the more recent Muppet movies. Peter Jackson made an appearance, and he directly referenced what happened with Meet the Feebles. So it is canon. Following extensive operations on his kneecap, Sidney purchased a small orchard and now lives as a struggling horticulturalist with his son Seymour. Arthur received an OBE for lifelong service to the theater and retired to the country. Sebastian achieved worldwide fame for his bestseller, The Feeble Variety Massacre, one man's act of heroism. He is currently negotiating the film rights. Robert and Lucille are married with 2 children. Robert is an award-winning fashion photographer for a women's magazine. After serving 10 years in a female penitentiary, Heidi has been rehabilitated into the community and now works under a new identity on the checkout counter of a large supermarket. Good job, everybody. We made it through. We made it through. We survived. We all survived to meet the Feebles. Yeah. Completely tasteless, but amazing at the same time. Yeah, you throw this on if you don't want people to think that there's anything wrong with you. I don't know. My mind just came. If I do another movie watch along, I'm obviously gonna throw something on. Actually, wait. Can I do the Heidi notes? Let's see. Let's see. Wait, hold on. Garden of love. Garden of love. Garden of love. Garden of love. All right, that's all you get. And it just repeats like that. That just goes on for a little while. There you go. That's what you came here for. What do you call that? Mixed voice, head voice? That's a little bit of mixed voice. A little bit of mixed voice. Not full head voice. Not full falsetto. Yeah. Just banger after banger in this film. Yeah, this is New Zealand's gift to the world. Yeah. Like I said, I really gotta ask Sick White Tiger if she saw that. If she's seen this one. And that is a wrap. Okay, I guess I'll turn the timer off. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, stop. All right. Yeah, we made it through, everybody. We definitely made it through. Let me close some let me close a couple things down. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So what'd you think? What'd you think? How we hadn't seen it since high school and it was an interesting revisit. Nice. Yeah. How was that for you? How was that? Yeah, I mean, this being like a movie watch along, there's naturally going to be, dead air at points. Although that's, presumably other people are watching that, so that's a little bit of the pressure off of me to kind of keep things rolling. But yeah, nice to revisit this. I've got a bunch of these in mind, a lot I'd like to do. I'd like to get some other folks in on like a Discord chat once or twice. On a Discord call, rather like I did the first time with Tracy when we watched Heather's. That's the one. That's the one we watched. Okay. Yeah, I have summarily gobbled up my hot dog and my pretzel. Yeah, I can put the hands down. I can put the hands down. I've there are a few I have in mind. Got like an anime film or two. I just need to see if I can rope the people in who I think would be suited for that. Also, if you look at my little timer up there, I made sure it had the poncho colors to it. The color shifting from left to right there. I had it like shifting from like up to down, but I think it's a little more visible in this regard as it goes from red into magenta, purple, and then gradually into blue. I've got the eyes for detail. Got an eye for detail on that front. Let it never be said that I don't care about the small things. So yeah, I'm glad I did this. I'm glad you were able to tag along. You were able to jump along. I guess this concludes part two. This concludes day two of I guess the Poncho Smith birthday weekend. We had the Gorilla stream yesterday at the movie watch along stream today. Anything else? Anything else? I got some chores I'd like to attend to tomorrow. Maybe I might get the new thing. Not a problem, not a problem. Maybe I might get the next thing off on some hold on. Let me check the sports ball schedule. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Give me a friggin' moment. Uh, Hold on. Alright, well, the sports ball is still happening. Okay, I guess we can try for something Sunday. Maybe get a new thing going on Sunday, since there is no sports ball. I gotta do shit like laundry and like clean stuff and actually, get groceries for dinner. The important grown-up stuff that an important grown-up old fart like me has to do. But like I said, I'm glad you guys chatted. I'm glad you guys, hung around for that. I didn't know if anyone was really gonna show up, but and really add their 2 cents in. But I'm always glad when you do. I really am. I really am. So I guess let's take a look. See, let's take a look. See, who will I send you into the direction of? All right. Yeah. Alright, well, there was a duck in this movie, and there's going to be a duck in whatever Yola of Oz is doing She's doing a little bit of chatting, and she's going to play Duck Detective. I've heard about that game once or twice. Comedic writing, things like that. So we will call it a show here, and tentatively Sunday. I'll try to do something else. I'll be able to set things up, and we'll get something else going. We'll get something else going. But thank you for the last 2 days. Thank you for hanging out for Poncho's, birthday weekend. Even though the weekend only really started a few hours ago. But always glad to have you around. Always grateful to have, you folks around. But until next time, everybody, until next time, this is Poncho Smith signing off. And as always, good night, good luck, and I will catch you all in the Garden of Love in the next one. Later.